Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I haven't been for a few days, over a week, but I'm here now. But I'm going to break it in easily. We're going to be looking at a story that came out earlier this week. That story was Harry insisting that the sun had bugged him, as in there was recording devices and other modes of espionage from the red tops in his vicinity, desperate to get a story from him. So we're going to have a look into that. And just the question for the cards is he paranoid, or is there something else at play, or is there a bit of both? That's what we're going to be looking into today, is Harry's paranoia. So I hope you join me for this. I'm going to be using the Garbage Pail Kids Tarot for Harry, as usual, because it perfectly encapsulates his bratty, entitled energy. And I'm going to be using an oracle deck as well. The oracle decks that absolutely do not give flying monkeys about what they say. They're very blunt and to the point. So I'm going to be using some of them towards the end of the reading as well. Please like, subscribe, share about all of that YouTubery stuff, and let's get into it. Let's see what's causing Harry's paranoia. Now, I usually work in Les, but we're just doing a reading on Harry's paranoia. So I'm just going to really, at this point, I'm just going to be asking about him. So it's just going to be one layer for Harry. And then if we need it, we can always move on to a different layer for somebody else. So I would use a different deck. Harry is Virgo, so he would come out as the King of Knight of Pentacles, or the Hermit cards, because they all resonate with the sun sign of Virgo. Megan is a Leo, so she would come out as the Queen of Wands, or the Strength card. So let us have a look into it. Let's have a see. Let's see what himself is feeling. Is he really paranoid, or is it something else? What's going on? Is it a play to get more security for his IPP case? What is going on here? First card. King of Cups is in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse starting off now. Interesting that we have the King of Cups straight away coming out, because he may be feeling that William is behind some of this. His source of paranoia, it goes back to his brother. Now, William is sun sign Cancer, so he would come out as the King of Cups or the Chariot in the tarot. With it being in reverse, I would say there's some misconception where William is concerned that feeds into his paranoia. William's popularity compared to Harry's isn't a good start. With the King of Cups being in reverse, though, as well, it can indicate that Harry is self-medicating on illicit substances, whether that be alcohol, whether that be the devil's lettuce, whether that be uppers, downers, prescriptions, whatever. There is an element of thinking he's being intuitive while also being completely off his box. I'm getting the vibe of completely off his box here. Completely off his box. Okay. Completely off his box and blaming William. That's the first card. Let's see what the next card is. Now, you have to forgive me if I'm a little bit sniffly. I'm covered in Vicks Vapor. So yeah, there's that. So please forgive me any sniffles. Okay, there's the press. Too many of the stories have been too close to home. So he does believe that somebody is leaking. With this is really difficult to say, but he doesn't realize that he's got the biggest leak around him. I think it was, what's the name? She used to be a Sharon Lester. She said the palace never leaked until 2017, until Megsy arrived. So I mean, Harry can't do the maths with that one. The maths doesn't math for Harry. Nothing. He cannot make the connections. He doesn't see the bigger picture. He just blames everything on his simmering resentment towards a certain few people. It's a conspiracy theory that is potentially very well fed into by his other half. Let's have a look and see what's above the situation. Okay, so he really does think that people have been spying on him. He literally believes that people have been spying on him. At this point, it's paranoia. We've got the Eight of Wands, which is quick moving communications, and some of the stuff is like, how did they know that? They must have a person around here. How did they know that? He is really paranoid. That 10 of Swords in reverse, it's a betrayal. He doesn't realize that he is the one who is actually doing the betrayal. He's like, I accuse you of betraying me. I accuse this one of betraying me, that one of betraying me. But he doesn't realize that it is actually himself that is now the betrayer. And underneath, we have the 5 of Coins in reverse. Now, that 5 of Coins in reverse, he could be wanting back in, but he's also, for me as a reader, you have placed yourself on the outside. You have purposely made things more difficult for yourself. Now, if you remember Harry up to the 2017 point, everybody I always saw this kind of simmering resentment in him, this anger in him, this hostility in him. But most people would have seen this kind of what the PR wanted you to see, which was this kind of Jack the Lad. Oh, he is the funny ginger guy. He's just like, and he's never, of course, he's not just like you. He never even thought he was just like you, just like us. He wants that protection back. He wants that money back. He wants that reassurance that the press aren't going to write anything nice about him, anything unnice about him. He can't see that he has put himself in his own situation with this. Leaving the situation, the moon is in reverse. Yeah. Not surprised, to be honest. When I say he's conspiratorial, I mean that he's very conspiratorial. He's, unfortunately, he's not into the conspiracy wise. I'm a bit of a connoisseur of conspiracy theories myself. I would say he's flat earth level of putting everything together, and yeah, he's not very good at figuring stuff out in that sense of the word. The moon in reverse would show me that he is mentally not well. Like, very paranoid, immensely paranoid. Let's see what's coming up for him. Okay. More. I mean, the first upright card, and it's the card that's actually better when it's in reverse. This is the 9 of Swords, which shows that there is worry, stress, anxiety. There is something bigger coming up. There is going to be more stress. There is going to be more mental health stuff. He's going to be talking more and more about mental health. The moon in reverse, I feel like people are weaponizing his shortcomings against him. Poison goes where it's welcome, don't get me wrong, but people know the exact right things to say to him, and he doesn't have the emotional intelligence, I think the word would be, to be able to turn around and say, actually, I'm being fed a load of dross and I see through all of this. What he's doing is actually making things in the long term, this is what is in the past, it's actually going to be affecting longer term as well, because we have got the 9 of Swords there. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse as well above. So there is a lot of mental gymnastics. There is a lot of lies. There is a lot of hurt here. And of course, William is getting quite a lot of the blame. So William must be shouldering some blame. So I'm going to pull some cards for William in a bit. The 4 of Swords is in reverse. Who are you in reverse? Judgment is in reverse. With the 4 of Swords being in reverse, I wouldn't be surprised if there is talk of there being points of the darkest times where somebody wants to, you know, self-delete, if you will. Somebody wants to take a running jump, literally. The Judgment card is in reverse. It means that there's people surrounding him that are colouring his judgment on things. There isn't people around him that are supportive of him in a healthy way. They shift everything for their benefit, so he sees the world through their eyes and their benefit, and that is it. The only person identifiable in this reading is William and his hostility towards William, which will still colour things. That 4 of Swords in reverse can also mean his legacy. His legacy means a lot to him. His inheritance, it means a lot to him. He used to kind of shrug it off and say, hey, I might be a prince, but I'm just like you guys. And now it's all like, oh yeah, but remember, I'm a prince. Even now he's just like us guys. You know, it's all over the place. What's he hoping for? The Knight of Cups is in reverse. And what's the outcome? The Devil is in reverse. Of course it is. The Knight of Cups in reverse, he wants everybody to believe he's this wholesome, slightly cheeky chappy do-gooder. He wants to be taken seriously. He doesn't want any more jokes about him. He wants to be shown that he is very, very kind of in this for you guys. He's very hot. He's not just cosplaying his mommy. He is a nice guy, guys. He is. You've got to trust him. He wants to turn it all around. He's scared of not being taken seriously. He's scared of not being seen as a love and light good guy. He wants to be affable, but he wants to be taken deadly seriously, which is a strange juxtaposition to be. A very strange juxtaposition. That Devil in reverse coming up. That Devil in reverse coming up is very much so some difficulties. There are going to be difficulties. People are going to see through some games that are coming from Monty Shitshow, that are coming from his kind of lair. He believes he does genuinely believe he's paranoid. He thinks people are out, but there isn't anyone out. I do not see anything other than some of the media have been too close to home, and he's paranoid. That Devil is in reverse, and that Devil being in reverse, it's going to be more uncomfortable for him. If he tries to expose more of the media practices, things are going to get more and more difficult for him, because he's going to implicate himself more and more somehow. That Devil in reverse can also mean that something's coming up with the missus. It's jolly, isn't it? Let me have a look. Let me pull some of these cards. So what stories does he think the Sun has got on him? Now, this is the Broken Mirror Oracle. There is different mirror oracles, I believe. This one's just a little bit spicy. So, like I said, I don't see what's going to come out. Let's have a look. Pictures. He thinks they have some pictures. Some pictures he may regret. Oh dear. Do you know how long that the media held on to that Uncle Andrew with Island Boy walking through the park in New York. That was quite a long time they hung on to that. So he thinks he's got some pictures. What though? Let's have a look. Okay. That is interesting. The regrets cards with the reconciliation. He thinks that there's something there with the media that is going to stop him getting to where he wants to be, a reconciliation of sorts with his image. The faith, the guidance one, it says healing and intuition. Some of this is just from his gut. He's just paranoid, guys. He thinks they've got some pictures that are going to stop him getting his harmony back and his guidance back. Let's have a look at the media and just see if the media have anything else on Harry that he should be paranoid about. Because it looks like Harry doesn't really know. It's a conspiracy theory. Because too many things have been too on the nose. Let's have a look. What have the media got? Oh. The media could certainly. Now this might be the sun. It could be. This is the general. This isn't so. This is the printed press. Like I'm talking printed press, not just newspapers. I'm talking online magazines, as well as, there is somewhere with hard evidence that would put and stamp down on the Sussexes' mythology. Too much. They also have a lot more information on his drugs. They also have a lot of information on his charities as well. I believe they would knock. We have got the holier than thou thing. So look at me. I'm so much better than everyone else. I run multiple charities and blah, blah, blah. I feel like they have got a journalist at one of the magazines or one of the papers has a scoop on the charities, how the charities are run, with harder facts. Now, some YouTubers and social media commentators could release it. However, I feel like with the newspapers, as wishy-washy and fickle as they are for clicks and views, they could be holding on to this. I think they're building up to something, because that holier than thou one is the microdose stuff. In reverse, they know about he's got problems when it comes to self-medicating. And they know the truth about his relationship and the rubbish about it. It would smash everything. Now we just need a magazine to have a spine. I see now German friends are doing the most with their magazine releases. They just need US Weekly people and all of that lot to start digging a little bit deeper. Maybe TMZ. you know, because the tide has turned against them. People just want to know the truth now. They don't want the gloss, they just want the truth. For that holier than thou thing, there's something that will take him down pegs or two with regards to his charities. There is something regarding drugs that will come out that is more than just a medicinal use, and not like with the microdosing one, people use mushrooms and things like that for microdoses. They take a little bit of it. It's not legal in the UK, but it's in some places it is. And apparently they take a little bit of magic mushrooms to kind of offset depression or anxiety or whatever, but not enough to make you see kind of like pink clouds flying through a yellow sky or anything like that. It's apparently it's completely different. So with the microdosing in reverse, I kind of believe that this is an excessive use for those things. He's going hard and saying he's like doing it for medicinal things when it's not. It's the other way around, and the King of Cups in reverse at the start would indicate that as well. And that Cupid man. So I think one of the biggest stories that will come out of this is it was never love. It was never love. You've got somebody who thought he was in love because he confused lust for love, and he's a bit of a narc himself. And you've got a woman who just went ka-ching. Look at me, social climbing. I have reached the top. And then, you know, we know the story after that. Anyway, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you very much for hanging around. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you guys spending some time with me. And I will be doing another one about their relationship after this one. So that'll be up in a couple of hours after this. So I'll see you all later and take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.